It was just a really good hockey game. They're one of, if not the best defensive teams in the whole American League. They have an old, big, mean D-core. Barbelet is one of the best players in the league, and I thought it was just a really good game. And I thought it was pretty even. I thought we dramatically had the better of the play in overtime, and credit to Legacy that he made 4 or 5 huge saves in overtime and one on a breakaway late in regulation to allow them to get the extra point in the shootout.
He leads the team in goals, but is now with Brandon Meyer out the time for your league to really step up.
Yeah, nobody can replace Byron, and I don't want anybody to. I don't think guys trying to go fill his shoes is a healthy way to approach. They just need to be. We need the best version of them, and Yuri Kulik is an example of that. But it goes throughout the lineup. You don't replace your best player. So you got to do it piecemeal. You got to patch it together. You need guys like Olszewski to step in. He was excellent tonight. Matej Pekar, I thought, gave us great minutes tonight. Obviously, Kulik scored a big goal. Yeah, I thought Jobst was excellent tonight. So you need to piece that together to replace a guy like Byro. It's not going to come from one guy.
After 2 similar games last weekend, does it feel like you took another step forward in finally closing these out and getting wins?
Well, we didn't get the win, so this is I really like how we're playing, and you just got to believe that if you keep playing the right way, results come. That's a really good team we played. Barbelet is not. It's not easy to keep him limited in terms of the offensive creation he gets, and so we're doing a lot of good things. We just got to keep accumulating points right now. I think we deserved more than 3 last week, but we got 3. We probably deserved more than 1 tonight, but we got 1. We got 3 more games this week, and we just got to keep finding points right now. That's the most important thing this time of the year.
The defensive, you got to be pretty happy with your defensive zone play recently.
It's gotten a lot better. Yeah. It was.
What's kind of the?
Well,
it's one thing.
It's twofold. It's been a long process of it, and when you have as many, young forwards, right? A lot of nights there's 8 or 9 very young forwards that are in our lineup, and then our decor is a little bit more built, changing now with adding Ciccone and Strand, but a little more built for transition than for D-zone coverage. So the combination of that together, and we've worked hard at it to get our defensive habits better. As simple as it sounds, how you arrive back in your D-zone is everything. It sets you up for success defensively. And what I mean by arrive, how we back check in, and then do you hit your spots and do you stop? And that sounds simple, but it's not, because players are thinking offense. Sometimes you think it's going to be a transition and you start jumping north, and one player making a misread or taking a loop leaves holes that get exposed. And, young players, especially the talented ones, get away with that before they get to this level. And so you just got to keep drilling it in and create those habits. And right now, we're not perfect. We've defended the inner slot dramatically better than we did, 2 months ago.
Byro, do you think he'll be back regular season, or?
We hope regular season, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's short term. I don't anticipate him next week. So I think for sure, it's going to be this week and next week, and then it'll kind of be at that point week to week. But there's going to be a chunk of time without him.
Overtime. Maybe it's my imagination, but it looks like when you lose the puck in the offensive zone, the forwards are more aggressive going back after than they were several months ago. Is that
yes,
part of the plan?
100%. That's something we've stressed all year. It's just taken time to get there. Some of it's structure, some of it's habits, some of it's realizing it matters. And when you're a young forward, before you get to the American League, and there's a reason these guys are drafted high and talented prospects, that stuff's just not as important, because at some place on that shift, your opponent's going to turn it back over to you, and you're going to get to go back on offense again. And so, but in the American Hockey League and in the NHL, if you don't go pursue that puck with vigor and have a relentless mindset, you might spend the next 30 seconds playing defense, and that's not fun. So our forwards are starting to do a better job in the last month of committing to hunting, to getting above the puck. Our forecheck has been pretty good all year, but it's the plays after ozone possession or a shot on goal and those recoveries that we've just made a much more concerted effort in the last 4 to 6 weeks.
I was going to ask something. Darn if I remember what it was. I guess we're good.
Jackson, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Seth. Obviously a bit of a stretch for you guys coming up. Do you sense the guys in the locker room kind of understand the gravity of these games, being right on the edge of the playoff picture, and, you got forward, maybe 6 days, right?
Yes, they do. We've taken more of a mindset this year that we're not going to over stress it or overhype it. We've got a young group. They understand where we're at. They all want to make the playoffs. But I don't think as a coach I need to put more stress and pressure than they feel already as a team and as individuals trying to become elite players in the American Hockey League. So my mindset, I'm a real big believer in this every day, is that you just approach that day like it's the most important day of your life. If that's a practice day, you try to have a great practice and get better. If it's an off day, you try to recover in a proper manner and take care of your body. And if it's a game day, you compete at a level that gives your teammates chances to win and helps you become a better player. So I really believe if that's your focus, being great today, then good things usually follow.
In the face of all these big games coming up, obviously you want to take it day by day. Is there something you guys do? Is there a specific, I don't know, maybe message or something specific you tell these guys to try to keep them on course and taking it one day at a time?
I think it's just it starts with our coaching staff and then our leaders, how we are every day. Do I come in panicking and stressed and acting differently? Does Mershey and Prow and Malone, how will we conduct ourselves? It's really important in times of high pressure, in times of like this where you're in a playoff race. It's very important that the leaders, the coaching staff, the captains have a consistency and a calmness to them. The calm doesn't mean casual. Very, very detailed, very focused, very, very competitive. But a calmness that allows the young guys to fall into that and to trust what we're doing.
Thank you.
The end of the third period, like the crowd's frustrated that there wasn't some miracle home run pass. Was that just the little four corner, or was that just the realization that we got a 99.8% chance of not creating anything? If we turn it over, we may.
Well, number one in hockey, it's not basketball. It's not the NCAA tournament where I call a timeout and we set up a set play. That's just not how hockey is. So you have to trust your players to make their own decisions on the ice. And our players make a lot of good decisions. They made a lot of good decisions tonight. That's a moment that our guys know Syracuse is excellent in the neutral zone. They're an excellent neutral zone forecheck team. They had 5 guys back, and we didn't have a lot of speed built up. It wasn't a transition situation. Would I have liked them to maybe go for it? Yeah, maybe so. But the odds are probably higher for them to create a turnover in that scenario. If I was them, I would have wanted them to come after us, because I would have felt like we're going to create a turnover and we're going to transition the other way. The transition chance is where the offense comes from. When 5 guys are back behind the red line, the odds of creating an offensive situation there within 15 seconds are pretty slim. I think that Larry and Prowse made a calculation in their mind of that. And at the same time, we were down 1-0. We were down 2-1. We spent a lot of the game down. I think we did a heck of a job coming back, putting ourselves in position to win, getting a point, and played great in overtime, and probably should have won.
And points are very important. So
Points are huge.
why risk?
Would have been nice to get 2 and them nothing. We loved it, right? It would have been great. We'd have closed the gap on them. But right now, points, any points, are of critical importance.